I'll second it.
Now, let's be nice. Okay, are we ready? We're ready. We're on? Good evening, folks. I would like to welcome you to the Budget Committee meeting. It's nice and informal today. I'm going to lose my voice before it's over. I would like to bring forward the agenda. The agenda we have is we have a new person who is applying to be a member of the Budget Committee. I'd like to deal with that first and then go forward and look at some of the requests that we got for the budget review. As you notice in front of you, there's a packet of materials. I'll give you a chance to review it. And for those that are interested, this is October 7th. Okay? And we will then look at other business to see what's going on. Okay, at this juncture, I'd like to invite Christine St. John. Come up and join us.
That's actually Dembitsky.
Christine?
Yes.
Christine or Christina?
Christine Dembitsky.
Okay. I got your email and copied
does
it.
say St. George
And it's
on
good because I'm proving I'm so infallible already. You are a resident of Tilton,
Correct.
and you would like to present your case to be a member of the Budget Committee.
Sure, yeah.
Floor is yours.
What would you like to know?
What is your occupation?
Currently, I do tax accounting, and I also handle closings, post-closing, pre-closings on mortgages and whatnot.
Why would you like to be a member?
Well, I'm not exactly sure the overview of what the Budget Committee, that was going to be one of my questions, what this entails. And, I love the town of Tilton, and I think I'd be beneficial.
Good. John, would you like to give an overview of what the Budget Committee does?
Well, first thing, you're walking right at the busy time of the year. So it's going to be pretty much every Wednesday except for around holidays that we're going to meet. Some meetings, most of them are about an hour, hour and a half, until we get right down to like January, and we're trying to crunch the numbers or get some more information, or like some of the municipal budget. It's more in depth. I don't know if you've ever seen the budgets, but you will soon.
Okay.
Tim does a great job, and he's great with supplying us with information, so pretty much that's what the financial sheet looks like to look at. And so what we do is we meet with the different outside agencies that are requesting that we assist them and give them funds.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And we've got them all scheduled to come in, which is usually what we do when we have somebody new, so that you become familiar with what they do and we can ask them questions. The select board, I'm a selectman, but the rest of the select board usually shows up, or some of them. So we do it jointly so that they don't have to meet with each group individually. We can all get together, we get the same information, and then we determine, how much we will fund them, whether or not we will, or whatever. So we put together the whole budget to the best of our ability to fulfill all the needs of the town, but still, maintain a responsible tax level.
So it's only outside agencies, not the town itself?
It's the town, the municipal budget,
Okay,
and the
yeah.
departments.
And is it every Wednesday at 7?
Yeah,
Well, initially it is, then it goes to the second Wednesday of the month.
yeah.
After we've set the budget, made our recommendation, we don't determine the budget, it's done by the legislative body, which is the town at the town meeting. We will make a recommendation, select board will make a recommendation, and the town will ultimately decide what the budget will be. And our second part is monitoring the budget. Jane, would you like to address the monitoring of the budget?
Yes, when we meet on the second Wednesday of the month, through the normal part of the year, not when we're under crunching to get with the agencies and to actually look at what budget the different departments are going to present. During those times, Tim presents us with the budget. We get it ahead of time so we can scrutinize it before we come in. And if we have questions on certain line items, why is this particular department at 90% and only half the year's gone by?
Right.
What do you anticipate? You know, those are the things we do when we look at it on a regular basis throughout the year, and not, as I say, when we're doing the crunching. And one thing I might want to bring up, I know that you do a lot of accounting, however, municipal accounting is very different. And when I first came on the budget committee, I tried to look at the budget the way you would look at any budget, you know, with business budgets. It's very different. And you will be sent for some training on the municipal budgeting.
Okay.
But, you know, you need to think differently from the way you would think if you are in your own business doing accounting for people.
And you're much better off, I'm a social worker by trade. Think what problems I had trying to figure out the budget, and still do. Okay, so it's workable. Questions from the board? Stan?
No, I would just say that, you know, Jane says, you know, don't come in and see it as an accountant. I think a perspective of an accountant could be a great thing.
No,
No, I get what you're saying, but you know what I mean? It could be a good thing, you know? And really, I was one of the newer people a few years ago, and it's like, well, what do you have to actually do? It's just voice your opinion, read these things. Does that make sense to you? Why is that? What is that? How come? You know, ask the question to an outside, not an outside agency, but say the town. And one of the questions I asked them sort of threw them for a loop. What would you do if we cut your budget by 5% this year? And it's like, just as a theory, you know, what would you do? Well, how do we get that money back from last year? How do we save money? Where do we spend money, you know? And it's really just as a citizen giving an opinion, your opinion on things, and being a different branch of the town's government in a way, you know, and really that's all it is our opinion to the townspeople at town hall. This is what we think it should be, the selectmen, this is what they think it should be, and the town ends up
The
choosing
second thing is
themselves.
that, don't be afraid to ask a question. I'm pretty loose with questions. If you have a question, we'll stop. This process stops if you have a question. Boom, until you're comfortable. Okay? And also would tell me to shut up on occasion, because I will listen to that. But there's never, if there's a question, just say, whoa, question, before we go on. And we may disagree with things, but ultimately, it's the vote of the board, of the committee, okay? Eric?
I was just going to say, your feelings might get hurt occasionally because it's, you believe in something, and if you stick to your guns, you know, it's, there's a lot of split votes on certain things. And, you know, it's, here it can be heated, and then you go downstairs and you laugh and tell a joke, and it's,
Now, what happens if there's a split vote?
it's majority.
Majority rule.
Yeah, majority rules, so it's been an interesting, for me, it's an interesting experience. It's a different way to see how the town operates, learning, you know, the budget, it's,
How long you've been on here?
Just going to say,
yeah, 3 years, I think, so.
John or Jane, the longest members?
pardon me, yeah, I've...
John and then Jane.
Been on it much longer than I have, too.
98.
John, Jane,
He's a lifer.
then myself, and then Sarah Stan.
It's an elected
No
position.
term limits here in Tilton.
You will be filling this position for the
Even
rest
if I
of the
don't run, I
year.
get put on it.
But at the end of the year, you'll have to sign up downstairs if you decide you want to serve another term to be elected. You'll usually run against yourself. I found that very interesting, when you run against yourself. You get less votes than you running against somebody else. I don't know why. Comments, questions, Jane?
No, my experience with Christine, and one of the reasons I suggested that she might want to join us, is that she's on the planning board with Eric and me, and she always comes prepared, and she asks very good questions, and she's not afraid to stand up for what she believes in.
Good. John?
That's about it. You know, that's where you'd have to go as we go along. Don't want to scare you too much.
Watch this.
We can get on, no.
Recommendations or comments from the select board?
When I heard about it, my first comment was yay. Yeah.
Okay.
And just, it might seem overwhelming, but once we set the schedule, next week's meeting is going to be this group and that group, one of them at a time, and you'll,
So you wouldn't read everything and you just go to whatever's...
Right,
not-
yeah, I mean, if time permits, my first year, you read a little bit more on a couple, and then, but you had to make sure, okay, my homework this week was, Child and Family Services and, Recreational Council is next week, let me make sure I read those, and, but,
So busy season is from October-ish to January?
yes.
January and
That
February.
kind of
And then
works
we're-
good.
Then it
because
doesn't go into
tax time.
the town meeting, which is in March.
yeah, tax time, you should have time off completely, yeah.
So we'll give you the dates and everything.
Yeah.
And when you get really
In the
frustrated,
summer, it's very light.
right,
We skip a month, usually.
and if you get real frustrated with the papers, I bring them over and put them on Joe Jessamine desk for recycling, okay? It's only fair. He gives me a purple bag, I give him paper. Only fair.
Is that in the budget?
That's it. Okay, any further questions or comments?
No.
If not, I'll entertain.
The only other thing I was advised is sometimes look at their websites too, because you can...
Oh, the vendors that are...
Yeah, well, the outside agencies.
The outside agencies.
Yeah, look at their websites, you can read up, and sometimes it's a little less than this, just to read.
John is the longest standing member, would you like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we nominate Christine, what name?
Christine,
Dembitsky.
Dembitsky as the Budget Committee member.
Second?
Also,
any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Excellent. You have been accepted. Welcome aboard. You will see this wonderful lady over here.
right.
Sign paperwork, or John, and John can swear you in, and then you get to sit with all your paper already up here.
Welcome aboard.
Want to swear in, sir?
Yeah.
By the way, you're in charge next week.
We found you, sir.
Where's the one that says Tilton?
I opened the Tilton,
All right, you can be
I'm gonna do
standing.
that.
yeah,
You need to
sure.
fill it out, and you need to sign it before you swear in.
Okay.
As if you want to come up and take a seat, take a breath.
We could actually do the meetings while, the minutes.
Yes, I just want to get her comfortable and then we'll go.
Somebody's a notary.
Get her comfortable before we grill her.
Okay, second
As a notary.
second item on the agenda is the meeting minutes. Please take a look at them.
Did you see the meeting minutes?
I can join you if you like.
Here, you could pass this one down to John so he could read it well. I read it earlier. Good,
I
you?
don't see anything they look okay to me, I don't see anything, do you?
He's good at one thing at a time.
Yeah.
I make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
I'll second it.
All those, any further questions or discussion? John will keep you up if we need to go back. We'll make amendments, okay? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Those opposed? So moved. John, go ahead.
Okay, so you can repeat after me. I, Christine Dembitsky,
I, Christine Dembitsky,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
and perform all the duties incumbent on me as a Budget Committee member
and perform all the duties incumbent on me as a Budget Committee member
to the best of my abilities,
to the best of my abilities,
agreeable to the rules and regulations of this Constitution
agreeable to the rules and regulations of this Constitution
and the laws of the state of New Hampshire.
and the laws of the state of New Hampshire.
So help me God.
So help me
Actually,
God.
you're good, you're off camera.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I was like, we're getting married.
Yeah, you'll probably see
John,
it. Okay.
you guys are getting awful powerful.
We're
You
past,
can marry people now.
She does marry people.
Come on. No,
Cindy married me.
She's a minister.
Oh, God, here we go. And here I am with a potty mouth.
Minister or
So
JP?
this is Stanley Brown.
Minister or JP?
That's me. I opened up a different one, so you can have mine.
Oh, okay.
They're all the same. It's,
Welcome aboard. You're good to
Thank
see
you, thank you, Wayne.
Okay. At this point, we have some things that we need to discuss in a non-public session. And I would like to, I'm going to call the non-public session by making the following motion. I move that we, under 91A3 2C, go into non-public session because we'll be talking about matters which, if discussed in public, would likely affect adversely the representation of any person other than a member of the public body itself, unless such person requests an open meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
So it's been moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call vote. Eric?
Yes.
Christina?
Yes.
Jane?
Yes.
Wayne? Yes.
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 Yes, is it any nays? Okay, vote is in the affirmative. Pat, would you shut the camera off, please? Pat, are we set?
Yeah, here you go.
All right, now that we are out of public session at 8:09, I will entertain a motion from John to seal the minutes. Oh,
Wanna
Jane.
get- It's Jane's
I make a
turn
motion to seal the minutes
as
of the
the,
non-public, 91A,
91A3 2C.
2C.
John, second?
second?
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Meeting minutes are so sealed. Okay.
For the non-public,
What's that?
for the non-public.
The non-public session. Okay, general, other business. I have a couple pieces before we get out of here. Joanna, who are we scheduled for next week? Ah! Does it? I wrote them down, I think. Is it New Beginnings and Red Cross?
I believe it may be.
New Beginnings and Red Cross for next week, 10/14, okay? Not bad, Joanna, huh?
Good.
Also, you should have a bunch of memos on your email, starting at 9/17, going to the present date, which includes the contracts, includes a bunch of other stuff. Please feel free to read it. That's not very easy for me to say. And finally, we do have from Tim, the latest update, financial update. I would recommend that we hold off until next meeting to discuss that, because that's our normally scheduled meeting. How does the committee feel at that point in time about that?
Good.
I agree.
I agree.
Sounds good, yep.
Yep.
Okay?
Review them and
Any other business coming before the committee? Welcome, Christine, that's the only thing I would say. I will now entertain a motion for adjournment.
Make so moved.
Second.
We just gotta add Christine to our mailing lists. I'm sure
She's gonna
Joanna-
take care of that with Joanna. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned. Good job, John. Now, do you wanna give that to the young lady, or Pat, or?
I think, I can, give it,
Has to go to,
yeah, Cindy's gonna end up with it. And she'll record, I'll leave it on the, desk of Gail.
okay?
Do I need to give you my email address?
One of the best things ever.
Oh, okay.
I'll give that gal a
I
jingle
know, I
tomorrow.
just give her a call.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
7 o'clock.
My baby material.
And you owe you 10 minutes, we'll
I'll
get
see
you
you
done.
Tuesday and Wednesday next
Just
week.
got homework.
Oh, please,
The
Did you hear
budget,
from
John and
Jules
Pat?
tonight?
budget law book.
you shut
Did
the
you hear
camera
from
off, please.
Jules tonight?
They actually said they were human.
Did you?
But she was